Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 1 of Smash Through. I'm your host, Spencer, and I have finally tricked these two into it. I am joined by Matt Kling and Wes Singleton.
I believe you actually already used this bit.
Who did I use? Oh, did I use it with Mason?
I don't remember, but
I had to. That's the
certain
only
you
other
already told
person
me
that could have.
showed up. I think episode 1's already been done.
Oh, but we didn't talk about Smash on that episode. We're actually talking about Smash this week, Matt Kling.
You gave the people what they wanted. You just wanted the title, right? That's what everyone wanted. Everyone tell Spencer that you just wanted the title.
Dude, I don't remember if Matt remembers this, but like when I posted that we were doing that podcast, like, what was it? It had to be like 2 or 3 years ago now. People lost it. Like, Smash Ultimate was still pretty new, and people were like, oh my gosh, my favorite Magic podcast is going to get me into Smash Bros. And I was like, no, I posted it on April Fool's too. Like, there was no reason for people to believe that it was a real thing. But then I ran it back the next April Fool's, and a bunch of people still fell for it.
For what it's worth, that's a classic April Fool's problem. Is you announce you're going to do something dumb, and everyone's like, wait, I wanted that.
Hold on. This is a complete tangent. And we might change our fun fact of the week to this. No, I'll just give this anecdote.
Nostalgic fact of the week.
So there was an article about a device that turned your smartphone into a Game Boy. You could plug a cartridge into it, plug your phone into it. It turned your phone into a Game Boy. And when the article was released, my brother and I, who are both product managers in software, were trying to figure out how they did it. Like, we had like a 2-hour-long conversation at family dinner, and then we looked at the date, and it came out on April 1st. However, that article got so much buzz that they actually built it. Yeah, that product now exists. So, if you really want Smash Through, let us know.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty hyped for it when you announced it the first time, but it never came to fruition.
Matt's like, I'll do Smash Through right now. We can become Smash players. So, for those who don't know Matt Kling is a former co-host of the Constructive Criticism podcast, probably just my best friend, and the guy that easily I have played Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with the most. Welcome, and has like, I don't know, 42 characters in Elite Smash, maybe more than that.
I actually believe that Matt is also the person I have played the most Smash Bros. With in Ultimate.
It's probably fair, although I think that with Spencer it's mutual. Like, I've also played the most Smash with him out of anybody.
Yeah, no, I'm here for just a tiny portion of it all, but Matt's more willing to kick my butt over and over again than Spencer is.
I'm always the one that invites you now, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, but then Matt and I stay for like 2 hours after.
That's fair. That's a good point. Yeah. This week we are going to be talking about Smash Bros. It is our Need to Nerd Smash Bros. These are some of my favorite style of episodes. And for those wondering, yeah, I did not finish Demon Slayer. I know that we said that would be our next episode. I watched, for me, West, I watch a lot of episodes, right? Like, I think it was like 13 or something of the 27 I needed to watch or whatever.
So you sounds like you could be done in another 2 days.
Yeah, I mean,
you had my level of watching it.
The thing is like, if I didn't have the kids tonight, if I didn't have like obligations last night, I would be done. But this is just part of being a parent. So next episode will be Demon Slayer Season 1. We also have
I can't believe you didn't just watch Demon Slayer with your kids, because literally apparently every kid has watched Demon Slayer.
I would never. Maxwell would have nightmares for literal weeks.
That's excellent, because I know kids not quite Maxwell's age, but really not much older, that like definitely know Demon Slayer characters for sure.
I
mean, if you didn't get traumatized by some kind of show when you were a kid, then what's even the point?
He's watched all of. I think he's watched all of Avatar: The Last Airbender and season 1 of Korra. So like, he's definitely has the trauma.
Season Korra is way darker than anything that happens in the first season of Demon Slayer.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, I know. It's actually the opening. It's about as dark as it gets.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll save this for later. The episode following that hopefully will be with former co-host Mikey to talk about West's pick, Labyrinth. So, lots of good stuff.
Still haven't watched it to be ready for when we drop the episode? Congratulations. You're like everyone else.
Yeah, you still have time. Let's go to our Nerd Fact of the Week, though. The Nerd Fact of the Week this week was one I didn't know, West, which is that Super Smash Bros. Started as a SNES game? I had literally no idea. What's even crazier is like you think of the character design, like you think of Smash 64 Link. It's like Link from like Ocarina of Time. You think of Donkey Kong, it's Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong 64. Like I'm shocked to learn this. What about you guys?
I mean, I think that like it sounds like it happened right at a time when they were switching between consoles, right? Sounds like console had been out for a little while. New one was coming, and Dev decided to go more ambitious and had more time, therefore, to incorporate more characters, right?
Yeah, it's surprising to me. I honestly just wouldn't. Was the character models were supposed to be the same? Like they had the same vision for it that it currently exists in?
So for what it's worth, they actually one of the reasons that they switched that's listed is because they wanted more complex character models. Like they wanted. So basically, the SNES had the Super FX chip, which allowed for 3D stuff like Star Fox, but it didn't allow for kind of this more. I think the words they use are complex models.
Yeah, 3D sprites were
yeah.
not really a thing in.
Yeah. So.
I mean, this is honestly news to me that there was a Star Fox before Star Fox 64 as well.
It's actually the same game for what it's worth. I wouldn't get too excited. Star Fox and Star Fox 64 are the same game. Star Fox 64 has more levels, better graphics, and better mechanics. But otherwise, like, you know, when you go through accomplish mode on the right side, I think it is, in 64, it's literally the exact same game as Star Fox.
So that they only have the mission accomplished side on
the only side. On one side of it, though. Every other level, I think, on the other side is a different game.
Fascinating.
I know. I'm here for the fun facts, man.
Yeah, there are multiple fun facts that I just learned, so...
I also probably got that one wrong in some way, but the first level is the mission accomplished side on Corneria.
Spencer, if we never read comments, we're never wrong.
That is not how that works. Let's dive in. Let's dive out of Star Fox. I mean, we might get into Fox a little bit, but
that character has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Has never been important in any of the games.
I have a fun story about that later. But what is Super Smash Brothers, West?
Super Smash Brothers is a game where you and a person who, for the time being, we shall say is a brother, sit down at a console, Nintendo, pick up good controllers, the good ones, the best controllers you can possibly get your hands on, because boy is that true of every Smash player. And you each pick a character from your favorite game, and you try and throw each other off of a giant platform in the middle of floating in space and kill them with gravity. It's fantastic. There's complex mechanics. There's a competitive scene. There are all too many characters with swords. Far, far too many characters with swords. And, you know, the center of it all is the, like, core Nintendo favorites. You got your Links, you got your Marios, you got your Pokemon.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is I mean, I don't think it's true now, but I think that Smash was the first game also where it was a fighting game where you didn't have, like, a health bar. So rather than dying from, like, you know, your health bar receding, you die from the gravity, like you were saying before.
From exiting the stage, yeah.
Yeah, I also think it's amazing that the pitch of putting everybody's favorite Nintendo characters into a fighting game was taken seriously at all.
Yeah, it seems like something that would never have actually come to fruition, right? And my understanding is that they were going to build this game whether it was Nintendo or not, and Nintendo just happened to say yes. Like, it wasn't like there was gonna be a platform fighter. Like, that was gonna happen. It just so happened that they got the Nintendo buy-in, and here we are.
Okay, so we could have had all different characters rather than Nintendo?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have been as successful, right? Like, the fact that I could have, my Mario fight my Donkey Kong or my Link and Pikachu is like, it's a huge, huge boon to the game.
Number one most recognizable mascot in the world right there, Pikachu.
It's true. I mean, like, just factually accurate. And,
yeah.
While that might have been true when this game came out,
yeah,
it's
partly true because of this game.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I mean, there are a few characters that we'll get into in this game that I think that rings true of.
I don't know that anyone knows what a Fire Emblem game is other than the really hardcore people without this series, for sure.
I would also guess that Captain Falcon is like almost unknown without Smash Brothers.
Totally fair. Totally fair. Let's go into our first Smash memories. But before we do that, did you guys watch the YouTube video I put in the...
Absolutely not.
So, the thing that I put in the show notes is actually the commercial for Super Smash Brothers. And I actually vividly remember the first time I saw that commercial. I swear I was watching Kids WB, and it came on, and I was with my cousin Caleb, and he looks at me, and he's like, I'm buying that game. That looks so cool. I don't know if those are the words he said, but it was like, I've never seen a kid light up the way he imagined punching somebody in the face with like a Yoshi in the face with a Donkey Kong. So that is technically my first Smash memory. It's not going to be the one that I go with because like I'm not playing Smash. If you haven't seen the Smash 64 commercial, watch it. Nintendo would never do a commercial like this nowadays, and it is hysterical.
Yeah,
that's a pretty great commercial, to be fair. Like, I think that commercial is really to the point.
Wes, what's your first Smash memory?
My first childhood memories are all Big Soup, of course. I'm certain that my first Smash memory was Melee, was not 64. Of that, I'm certain. And I think it was probably over at good family friend's house who lived a block away that I was over at their house a lot growing up. And, when that probably came with their GameCube when they got it. And it was sweet. Coolest game. Like, definitely the one we put more and more hours into than just about anything else over the time I was playing games over there. Things came and went, but Smash always stayed.
Yeah, it's funny. We'll probably talk about this a couple times, but the fact that it was such a good party game was, I mean, that's what it is, right? It was a party fighter. It was so different than your traditional fighter because it was a Nintendo game.
Yeah. All of my earliest associations with Smash are like with that group. They're all like, in jokes about like Hyrule Temple or the turtle off of Great Bay. I don't remember what it's called. I always thought of it as Old Trusty the entire map, so I never learned its name.
What about you, Matt? Do you remember your first Smash memory?
Well, yeah, but mine's also not that hard to remember because it was like 7 years ago.
Oh, tell me about that.
Well, so I have a Nintendo 64, and I moved in with my buddy, and he was looking through my games and noticed that I had Super Smash Bros. 64, and I think that my Nintendo just came with a bunch of games, like whenever I bought it from somebody. And I had never played it before, and then we started playing, and he was beating me up with Link, and I was getting so mad. I thought Link was the most broken character in the game, and I was playing Samus the whole time. And then I Googled some tier lists or whatever and found out that Pikachu was absurdly broken and just never played anything else. And also spent that whole night after getting my butt kicked playing Pikachu for like 12 hours straight and then just never lost again.
That's just the most Matt Kling story ever, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I also watched a bunch of tournaments and saw Isaiah just crushing with Pikachu the whole time and just tried to emulate him.
So I think my first Smash memory is definitely playing with my cousins Alex and Caleb, and I had to have been the lava level. I think Caleb had already unlocked all of the characters on his 64 game, and I just remember being really gravitating towards a couple of characters we played all night. It was like a sleepover, and I definitely played a ton of Samus. I definitely played a ton of Captain Falcon, which I had never heard of. Not unsurprisingly, I mean, before this game came out. But I remember playing on that lava level endlessly that night in Smash 64, and just waiting for people to get high percentage because of their the lava, and then just shoot them with charge shot all night long. It felt like I had broken the game already, and it's just a classic Smash story, but it was really fun. I want to talk about favorite moments in Smash, and I have quite a few. So I'd like to kind of snake it around. Like if people want to jump in later, they can. But I have one that came. I don't remember if it was this year or just at the end of last year, but it's actually on the screen behind me. I was actually watching Smash Summit 11. I am not I'm not a Melee player, and I never intend to be a Melee player, but I love watching Melee. I love the Smash Doc. It is this thing that I thoroughly enjoy consuming content of, even though I don't play the game, right?
Yeah.
And just watching Mango win Summit I don't know, it felt like even if you're like me and like you're more of a HBox fan than a Mango fan, like you still wanted it. Like you still you get Zane versus Mango in this tournament setting, of this tournament that Mango's never won, and it just felt like the whole world for like a second was rooting for the same thing. And obviously it's not the whole world, right? It's just Smash players, and it's like it really did feel like everybody was rooting for Mango.
When people in the past have like been in that sort of place in Pro Tours, I feel like certain people, I have definitely felt that. Like I felt like that for Autumn, I think, as an example.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's not
that it was, yeah, for totally different reasons, but like in terms of like I really want this person to win more than anyone else at this moment. I totally know what you mean.
Well, and it's funny because like this is a player that's been ingrained in this community for, I mean, what, 20 years almost? Like this is the culmination of everything this person has done in their life. This is the event that has always, I don't know, like they've come short on, and it was cool. Like I'm not a huge Mango fan, but like that's in like my top 5. Like texting Mason, I might even watch some of it with Mason. It was really fun and so different than other esports. The Summit also is just a different beast when it comes to esports. Like I watch Smash Ultimate Summit and Smash Melee Summit like no other, and like there are not a lot of esports events that I'm like, no, I'm just gonna drop everything I'm doing and watch this esport event today. But those are
You used to have those.
Yeah, I used to throw parties for those. Anyway, West, what about you? Or well, let's go with Matt. Matt, do you have any favorite Smash memories? I'm gonna get some vodka. I actually have. Well, while we're on the subject of favorite Smash memories for Matt, I have this. It's called Status, and it is actually a vodka from Ukraine. So I actually bought it specifically because it was from Ukraine. Anyway, I don't know why I'm bringing up vodka, Matt, but why don't you talk about one of your favorite Smash memories?
I honestly don't know that I have a specific favorite memory about Smash. I mean, I was gonna bring up the moment when I beat you at the Meta Knight thing, but honestly, that wasn't even one of my favorite memories. Like, I would say my favorite memory was probably the first time I ever landed a nair to flip kick with ZSS, like, in a game. But I can't remember it specifically, so. But I know I always get a pretty nice dopamine rush whenever I hit one, so it's, having hit hundreds of them now and still feeling that way, I'm sure that the first one was pretty great.
I do
probably shock and surprise.
I'm sure I texted Spencer about it.
Dude,
God,
I'm sure you did too. I mean, I remember the first time that I like did 3 RARs in a row or 5 RARs in a row. I'm sure I texted Matt too. I was like, dude, I've been practicing this all night the night before, couldn't get it, woke up today, did 3, got too excited, couldn't do them, then did 7 or whatever. I think that's a great Smash memory for what's worth. I do think the Meta Knight one is really funny. Like,
it is funny.
Like,
it's more funny because, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I was kind of trying to give you your money back because this was on like a big double or nothing or whatever, and I was like, oh man, I kind of just want to give him this money back because you were kind of inebriated at the time.
Kind of is an understatement, but
well, yeah, I know, but so anyway, I'm like, okay, I'll just let him pick my character, and then he's gonna beat me for sure.
Yeah.
Then instead of giving you your money back, I ended up, doubling up or tripling up or whatever.
No, I mean, honestly, like, I thought it was hysterical. I think though what highlights here is like the memories that Smash can create, right? Like you might not remember that first time landing, kickflip or kickflip. That's gas. You might not remember landing that the first time, right? But what you do remember is that it was important to you, right? You remember that night staying up 12 hours playing Pikachu. You remember that, taking money from your drunk friend because he wouldn't shut his mouth. Like, those are good memories. And I think that, if anything, like, those are good moments in Smash. Whether, mine is obviously broader, but, like, it doesn't have to be like that. Like, you can... I'm actually shocked. I thought for sure Matt was going to say playing Smash 4 in Vegas. Like...
That was a good time only when everybody was tripping out about how good my Pikachu suddenly got. Because, like, I just started getting lucky for, like, maybe 30 seconds in a row. Just dunking on everybody.
I think it's gas. What about you, West?
I think my favorite Smash memories are the first 5 minutes I pick up a controller after every time I've had it down for a long time, because for those 5 minutes, I'm way better than I think I am. Every time.
You, like, lose your inhibitions?
Expectations are so low.
Yeah. No, my expectations are so low, and also, like, my muscle memory is way better at Smash than my active brain is, and the moment active brain's, like, starting to engage, like, I get suddenly a lot worse. But I think that really, like, the meaningful bit of Smash that, like, I remember clearly as, like, standing out, in terms of, like, really pushing for my relationship with the game was learning to wave dash for the first time in Melee.
Yeah, that sounds super sweet. People have actually been doing a lot of wave landing stuff in Ultimate recently. That's become like a way more common tech.
Yeah, I was watching Skittles actually just won an event.
They really do just keep making up names for Smash players, don't they?
I was watching Skittles, who just won an event with Young Link, and it's actually really important. Dashing is really important with Young Link, and he was dash landing a lot. I was trying to figure out why he was not like. So he went from foxtrotting to running a bunch of times, and then like dash landing. It was very interesting. Anyway.
If you ever watch any of Proto Banham's sets when he's playing Lucina, he just like wave lands like all the time, just like constantly. He just like wave dashes.
Makes a lot of sense for that character, actually.
Yeah, it seems really broken, and nobody else is doing it with Lucina.
Is it odd that I would be better at knowing anyone who plays Smash if it was just a first name last name deal like it is in sports and other areas in life? I'm so bad at usernames as a thing to remember.
It's very funny because I'm the exact opposite. I feel like names are way too generic, and I just don't care about anybody's name. So like a gamer tag will stick out to me because it's something that they chose. So
I'm gonna keep going if you guys want to jump in, but I have like a lot of favorite Smash memories, and I want to kind of cover favorite Smash moments really. Another one is the Smash 64 tournament we had when we were closing Tanner Labs at OC Tanner. And it was a Smash 64 tournament, but we played 4v4. And, I won the first 4v4, I won the second 4v4, and then in the last 4v4, I killed one of the players, and then, like, they ganged up on me. I was really upset. But, like, it actually is probably what got me to, like, want to play a lot more Smash. So that's, like, really high up there for me. Another one... Oh, go ahead.
I've got a really good one.
Yeah, go for it.
This was going into winter break, I think, of 2019. Either winter break of 2019 or of 2021, because it definitely, or of 2020, I don't remember which, but the last day before, this would have been 2019, yeah. The last day before winter break typically is like a half day at the school I work at. So after school is a really long day by comparison to our usual after school program. And one of, I don't remember who, if it was me or someone else in the like staff, I think it was someone else, just brought in his Switch and Ultimate and controllers and stuff, and we just like played Smash Ultimate for the whole afternoon, which was, fun because we just got to dunk on a bunch of kids, right? Because no kids are beating adults, but also like legitimately for them, like super special afternoon, like getting to just like play games on a console on a huge TV, like in a school environment was really fun for them, but not something that we can do very often. But it was sweet.
That sounds like a really good time.
It really does. I have a kind of a similar one, and it's every time I've taken like I will literally just like if there's like a family party that I know it's gonna be really long, I'll bring my Switch and like bring some extra Joy-Cons or extra controllers. Like I have Bluetooth GameCube controllers, Bluetooth Pro controllers, obviously multiple Joy-Cons. Like literally in front of me, there's just an inappropriate number of controllers. I literally don't have enough hands for all the controllers in front of me. I have a problem. And so like I'll bring my Switch and like we will game. Like and it's a total blast. Like, you know, I'll let my family pick my character. If I'm playing, I'll give people pointers, like help them get better as they're playing. And it kind of what's really cool is like it kind of removes a lot of the barriers that happen when you're in a family that, you know, maybe has some problems. And it's really fun to like see everybody play versus each other, right? Like
Yeah.
it is really a blast and to see like the grandkids play and stuff like that. So those have become like most recently during Christmas, like I legit got my Switch out and like challenged my little brother. Then my other brother played. Then like eventually I just like left the Switch and just watched them. Like it was really fun.
I mean, that's my favorite thing ever in any sort of social space. When I can set something up, start it going, people will get interested in it, and then I can just like walk away from it and know that it's going to keep like people are going to keep participating and enjoying it and doing it well. That's just always my favorite thing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that Smash can provide that. I should think about that more.
Yeah, I would say finally Tweak winning Summit was pretty cool for me. Like Tweak's my favorite Smash player. Him beating Leo, like him, I don't know, the whole thing was sick.
You called shot it when he was 0-2 also.
Yeah, I really did.
So
like
it was impressive to me.
I had no doubt. There's you know, I don't think Tweak and I are similar in like a lot of ways, but in one of the ways that we are similar is like I really like it when characters feel themselves truly, right? Like one of the reasons that I'm an HBox fan over a Mango fan, for example, is because I believe the HBox is like a person of emotion that like when he's feeling himself is like just unstoppable, right? Where Mango is like always feeling himself, and I think those are like different things. And I think Tweak like needs to be in a proper mindset and like a proper like playing a character that he's dedicated himself to, that he believes in. It reminds me a lot about myself in Magic and like the decks that I have success with, for what it's worth. Where it's like, listen, nobody believes in this thing. Like Tweak and Diddy, right? Like, did anybody really believe Diddy was gonna win Summit? Like, they might have believed Tweak was, but like I'm sure a lot of people were like, nah, he'll switch to Wolf, he'll switch to PT, like these characters that are established, right? But like the dude did it with Diddy Kong. Like, what did he have? What did he have, Matt? Like 2 or 3 games total with Wolf, and that was it?
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Like, I know, especially more recently, like he just kind of stopped going other characters because like some of the time he wants to prove a point. Like I know that the last match he played against Light, he was specifically going to go Diddy because he just wanted to see if he could do it with Diddy, and that match was not close for what it's worth. I do think Diddy Kong is not favored in that match. He was really going hard.
Well, the thing is, too, is like he talked about it afterwards, and like this isn't like a Smash Summit podcast, but you know, we're all competitive Magic players, right? So like I think that we've become more drawn to the competitive side of Smash in some ways, and just hearing him like talk about like beating Light, it was like I don't know, it really resonated with me, where it's like, you know, I've had a lot of, we just had a $3,000 Magic tournament, just barely, that Matt and I were teammates at, and I didn't get to play against the person I wanted to play against, or like the team I wanted to play against that weekend, and I was so mad, and I was trying not to be mad, right, because like we won a bunch of money, and like like my teammates were happy with our, and I was like, all I wanted to do was beat these nerds, and I kind of got that. I get that on a personal level from Tweak that I really appreciate.
I also have had tournaments where I was definitely disappointed that someone at that tournament was not my opponent at some point.
Yeah.
Or I didn't like the way the match went. That happened a lot.
Oh yeah, I actually had a match versus West, where West beat me. I don't know if it was in a top 8, or it was either in a top 8 or a round 1. It was one of the two. Where I got extremely unlucky, and West just kept apologizing to me the entire time. I was like, dude, will you I know I'm getting unlucky. Will you stop?
Good thing Smash has the exact equivalent. I know you're playing bad.
Yeah, you can't really claim unluckiness in Smash. It's a lot harder.
That you're playing so bad right now.
Dude, sometimes Matt and I do have be having the problems with the lag though, because we play so much online together, and it's like, well, do we want to keep going? Are we having fun, or do we want to stop? Because it's a lot, because Matt mains ZSS, right? It's a lot harder to be let's keep going. Let's move on from favorite Smash moments and memories, and let's go mains and games. Or if you don't have a main, you can just talk about the characters you enjoy in those games. And Wes, I'll let you kick it off.
What games we main?
No.
Okay, sure. I think that in 64, I'm probably gonna play a lot of Kirby. Not necessarily any preference in terms of that, but just Kirby seems like the easiest one to figure out whenever I sit down to 64. In Melee, I'm a Marth main. Although for the longest period of my life, I was definitely the Roy main. But when I started picking up Melee more competitively, it was clear to switch to Marth. And then in Brawl is kind of a blur for me in terms of things. I think I always found Meta Knight and DDD to be funny characters to have around in Brawl, so I probably played them a bunch. In Smash 4, which was called, I have no idea what it was called. I think I probably played Roy or Marth when I
think it's called Super Smash Bros. I think that is actually
Smash Bros. Wii.
It is. Well, that's not what it's called for the. It's not what it's called for the DS. So.
Is Smash 4 for the DS as well?
Yeah, same.
Okay.
It's the same game. Just worse frame rates.
And I think that Smash Ultimate, I've played a lot of Roy. I like Diddy Kong. I have been exploring Lucina and Chrom. But this was a game where I kind of took the advice of stick to a main, and I've chosen Roy because, I don't know, I think there's some cool things going on.
Yeah, I think that I'm next, and I as a young kid, I was a Samus main, if you would call it that, in 64. But I've actually played a lot of 64 over the last 2 years. And I basically just play Kirby and Captain Falcon. That, those are literally it. I don't even know if I could tell you with confidence the moves of the other characters because they change from game to game. Legitimately, maybe Pikachu's are the same for the most part, but
I think they are, but I also don't think that they have tilt attacks.
They don't have tilts. They don't have they don't have tilts, so it's different.
Is Pikachu the member of the 64 roster that has been the most stable in terms of its placement over time? No, Fox.
Wasn't he unplayable in Brawl?
I think you're talking about
I think Fox and Pikachu both were unplayable.
I think he's talking about where the tier list has set.
That's what I am too. I'm saying,
but you could everyone could fumble Brawl and it wouldn't matter because.
Oh, I see. If we don't count Brawl, I would say yes.
Probably Fox still.
Right? Well, Fox and Pikachu, right? Because Kirby, Fox, Pikachu were the best in 64. Well, it's really Fox, Pikachu, or Pikachu, Fox.
Yeah, but Fox is so much better than Pikachu in Melee is the thing.
What were you gonna say, Matt?
I'm confused about what we're talking about now. Are we talking about how good a character is across all games?
Or yes.
Are we talking about, oh, okay. Yeah. I was confused about what we were talking about.
And maybe you can argue that something that's been in every game since Melee that was busted in all of those games might be.
Yeah, I mean the Melee roster is just
Pikachu, but
The Melee roster is just so much bigger. So like Peach,
But being a dominant character in 64, I think, is a huge leg up over the competition.
Yeah,
if you're also in all the other games.
Peach has a huge argument too, right? Like she was good in Melee, and I don't think she was bad in any of the other games.
I don't think she was in 64 though, was she?
No, she wasn't. That's the point. That's
okay. Right, yeah. But then, like, just by default, she doesn't really. I
Of
mean,
the
I guess you could just take the percentages as a
Yeah.
zero, right? Like, you know, it's the average gets brought down a lot by that. I mean, it's got to be Fox, right? It's probably not even really that close. I mean,
Well,
Fox
he
is
was
probably,
unplayable.
It's not very good in 4, right? But like.
Yeah, he was unplayable in Brawl and 4 as a punishment for Melee. So.
Sure. Yeah. I mean.
So for me,
the Mind Sculptor is still one of the best
it's either
ever,
Pika
right?
it's either Pika or Fox, right? Those are the two. I mean, this is the first one that we had like a playable Samus, so.
So for me,
Link 2 for that matter.
for me, like in Melee, almost all of my interactions with that game were as a party game. And the character I played the very, very, very most was Roy. I've gotten to play some emulation of Melee since, and if I were to like pick a main now, it would probably just have to be Falco. Is probably where I would end up. It just kind of fits my playstyle the most.
I suppose I forgot my off main in Melee.
Which is?
It's Puff.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that. That sounds impossible. I would never subject myself to that kind of pain.
Didn't get terribly far into it, but I did play a lot of Puff in the second half of my time playing, like thinking a bit more competitively about Melee with my friends.
Yeah,
I'm sure Puff is harder to play than Falco, or
100%. I think Puff is the hardest character in Melee.
That's interesting. That does not seem to be the consensus. I have never played Melee, so I actually have no idea.
I think it is the consensus.
How strong a back air wall is for like not that much effort in Melee, I think is a huge advantage for me in Puff.
So I think that it's like one of those, like, once you get to a certain level, it becomes low floor, highest ceiling type of things, right? If that makes sense, it's kind of like Burn.
From a technical standpoint, I don't think Puff is considered to be that hard. Like, you don't have to push as many buttons. I think HBox has even said that that's one of the reasons why he likes Puff, is because you don't have to press as many buttons.
Yeah, you have to be good when the time is right, but a lot of the
Sure.
time you're just thinking strategically.
Sure, I do think that I do think that for me, the need to be patient would be really difficult for me specifically with Puff. Whereas
part of the reason I practiced it.
Yeah.
I knew that was the thing I needed to work on in my game.
But no, absolutely. I think that Falco or Captain Falcon would probably be my. As much as I want to say it would be Young Link, I think that. I mean, maybe it would be. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna axe this up. I don't know.
You have the best taunt in the game if you take Young Link.
And then I did not play almost any Brawl. I remember the first time I played Brawl. It was. I actually remember the first time I played Brawl. It was probably one of my least favorite Smash memories. I was playing on a Wiimote sideways, and I was like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me in video games. I
think I never once was happy about playing Brawl. Melee.
I hated it so much, I cannot express how bad it was.
Oh, actually, there's another Smash game that we haven't mentioned yet that I actually have not a ton of experience with, but a little bit. But saying Brawl makes me think of it because I have played a good amount of Project M.
We can't talk about that.
Okay.
I mean, we can, but I've never played it in. It's just Melee.
Yeah, but Melee where I got to play Ivysaur.
Sure, all right.
And only Ivysaur.
It's Brawl. It's Brawl Melee. It's like that's all it is.
Yeah, and it was great.
I mean, it was pretty well received. I'm sure that it's a good game. I'm sure that I would have liked it a lot more than Brawl for what that.
Yeah, no official support makes things hard to do.
So yeah, I won't give a Brawl answer for Smash 4. This is a game that I play pretty regularly right now versus CPUs. I just play Cloud. I really enjoy that character. Also, that character is completely broken in that game, and also somehow beats Bayonetta, which is also broken. But my favorite character in that game is Charizard. So, and then for for Smash Ultimate, it's tough for me to say what my main is in that game, and it's probably why I'm so bad at that game. But I would.
Is it because you're embarrassed of being a K. Rool main, or?
I don't think that I'm embarrassed of being a K. Rool main, but I mean, it's weird to have your main not be your best character, right? Like, here's the thing, like.
I mean, I think your K. Rool is probably objectively as good as your Wolf. I mean, it's probably not as good as your Charizard, but like.
Yeah, I was gonna say my Charizard is my best character. So I would say that I'm a PT main. In Ultimate, and my 3 best characters are PT, Wolf, and K. Rool.
For what it's worth, Spencer, you being a Pokemon trainer main makes perfect sense to me because you are a rug player in every format.
Sure, yes, timer mid-range right there.
That's gas. That's actually great. I mean, really I'm literally never playing another character. You might have just... you might have just broke the format for me.
Yeah. When next time you flare blitz, you'll escape shift.
Oh my gosh. Holy crap.
I was gonna say that your K. Rool is objectively as good as your Wolf, but Wolf is just such a better character that it's easier to win with him.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
I think that you just have to be that much better with K. Rool, right? Like, somebody that's played against him a lot like me, because I've played against your K. Rool so much.
It's funny, like obviously, like I don't play much ladder or whatever it's called. I don't play what is it called in
quick play?
I don't play a lot of quick play. I don't enjoy it. I think it's like bad practice. It's almost nonsensical. But it is funny what happens when I'm like, I'm gonna play 10 matches of quick play. My K. Rool pops off. Like people, I mean, so does my Wolf, right? But like that's just because like people are stupid and they jump towards Wolf, and it's like, well, now you're dead. Like you can't do that. But like.
I didn't know that. No,
I think Wolf is objectively hard to play against for what it's worth. Like, I think you actually have to be good to play against Wolf, even at like a competent.
That's my point, though. Is like it's easy
like
to
K.
get.
Rool, it's honestly a lot of cheese, right? Like you kind of have to figure out how to not get cheesed out by K. Rool first.
Yeah.
And then you can play the game.
Yeah, I find that like, for me, I would say that I'm a PT main at this point. I think it's probably the character I played the most in the last, I don't know, 2-3 months. Anytime I play with my son, like I am on PT. I don't know, Matt. Like I would say that my Squirtle and Ivysaur have skyrocketed the last few months. And it's hard. I think that one of the things about Ultimate is it's actually West had such good answers for like his Ultimate question, right? Or for his other questions. And then he gets to Ultimate. He's like, I think I'm a Roy main, but like I've been dabbling in this other stuff, and it's like there's 84 whatever characters, and you're like, listen, I can't figure out what to do here with this character. And like a lot of people think that you just can't have a single main in Ultimate at this point, right? Like you just have to have something that covers something. And I think that like.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's such an interesting factor. I haven't played enough tournaments to really say that like I like have thought about these things very much. But certainly somewhere between where I'm at and where Matt's at, it's correct for me to just stay on one character because then I'm learning like the mechanics of the game.
Sure.
That's one way.
In some ways,
and at the other end, you get to Matt, where Matt stays on one character because he's learning the mechanics of the game so well, he's never going to play another character in his life.
I would say that I think you're hindering yourself in some ways by only playing one character too, though.
Yeah,
it helps you a lot in the short term to only play one character.
A really good example of this is I've been trying to play more Lucina in Smash, just because like there was a moment where I realized that Lucina was a zoner, and like that kind of unlocked this whole, I don't know, different approach to the character to me that really resonated with me. So I think that it's okay to dabble, but like I would say that those 3 characters I mentioned are my quote unquote I'm a PT main that is better at my other 2 characters, but Charizard is my best character, and it's not close. What about you, Matt? What are your mains by Means by
My
game.
So, 64, I was mostly a Pikachu main, but at the end of my playing 64, I was playing a lot of Jigglypuff because Rest is just so sweet, especially in that game. I actually think that I like the Jigglypuff Rests in Smash 64 better than any of the other games.
Because in the other games it doesn't make sense, and in that one you just do it.
It's the confirms are so easy. You're just like, oh, I can just up throw into Rest every time. Okay.
Matt and I were playing. I was playing Jigglypuff the other day against Matt, and actually, I think it happened both ways. I think we both played Jigglypuff that night, and neither of us could get the confirms. And we're like, both of us were like, I don't know why they didn't hit. Like, obviously, drill rest is inconsistent, but even I don't know when to short hop it, when to full. Like, I just don't know.
You're talking about in Ultimate?
Yeah.
Or yeah. The rests are really hard to hit in Ultimate. I have gotten better at hitting the. I think the drill rests are actually just some amount of random. Is the real problem there? Like, I don't think that it's 100% under your control, which is why you never see Base Mage going for it, and you really only see HBuck going for it for content.
Dude, and the thing is there's multiple clips of HBuck saying, I will never try to drill rest again.
Yeah.
There's like 100 clips of him saying he'll never do it again, so.
Yeah. And then every time he's
but every
Falcon
like, I'm going
player
for it
right now.
Has ever said I'm gonna play a little more in line and then not also. So like I think that it's just how the game works.
Yeah. So then Melee, I can pretty much say that I've never played a game of Melee. I'm pretty sure that I've never played one game of Melee.
I can't wait to lose to Matt in his first game of Melee.
It's
gonna be really fun.
I'm 100% sure Matt would be a Peach main in Melee, by the way. Just unequivocally a Peach main.
Maybe. Brawl, I've played for 3 seconds on multiple occasions. And
just hated your life. Yeah.
Unplug is my main in Brawl. I will agree. Like
it's so bad. Like I was just like, this is not Smash at all.
I just don't understand how the game got through R&D. They're like, yeah, we should ship this, and every person who's ever played it is like, why did you make this?
It's just like glacially slow. You're just like, what is happening here? Even compared to 64, and 64 is not like fast or anything.
There's a lot of games during that era that like just things did not happen very fast. Because like 4th gen and Pokemon like is famous for which is like kind of the same era, is famous for having like the slowest like battle animations, right? Like it's just everything takes a while in the late aughts.
Right. And then Smash 4, I think I've played all of my Smash 4 in that one trip to Vegas, so I guess I'm a Pikachu main?
Yeah.
I played a little bit of Charizard too, maybe?
Yeah, we both played a lot of Charizard. I think you also played Fox though, right?
I might have played Fox as well. I'm not 100%. I remember that Pikachu though. I was getting pretty saucy there for just a minute. And then in Ultimate, I am a Zero Suit Samus main, and then I have 45 secondaries.
I don't think that's true. I think you have ZSS is your main, and then I think you have specifically Palutena as a secondary.
I wouldn't even consider Palutena a secondary. Like, she's maybe the character I've played the second most, but so much of it is far in the past at this point. And she's certainly not the character that I would pick if I wanted to win a match. I mean, if my Zero Suit wasn't getting it done and I needed to win a match, I would probably honestly pick Terry.
I thought you were gonna say Aegis. So.
I tried that in tournament in bracket, and that did not go very well. I should have just stuck with the Zero Suit.
What's wild is your ZSS was winning and you switched.
I know, yeah. So I switched to counter pick a Villager, which is crazy because my Zero Suit just dunks on Villager. I don't know. I lost one game and got flustered.
Yeah, my tournament experience is Wolf, K. Rool for the. Well, this isn't working. So, what's funny is they switched when I picked Hero too. So it was great. I already know everybody's answer to this, I think, but let's go into favorite versions of Smash. Matt, I already know your answer, but go.
It's Ultimate.
Can I ask? Do you think you've almost played as? Actually, have you played more Ultimate than you've played Magic at this point?
No, certainly
Diablo 3.
More than Diablo 3? Yeah, probably more than Diablo 3, I would guess.
more. Is there a game other than Magic that
It's
you've
close,
played
though.
more
I think Diablo
Ultimate?
3 and Ultimate. What's that?
I was gonna say like StarCraft. Like, is there anything that comes close to Ultimate other than
I
Magic?
think Diablo 3 is Matt's like biggest
no,
other
I
game.
would say Halo 3 is.
Oh.
Halo 3 is probably more than Magic for what it's worth.
That seems impressive.
Yeah.
I won a lot of money on Matt's Halo 3, so.
Yeah.
That's good.
I used to be
I
pretty
bet
good
on
at
that
it.
for Halo 3 anytime.
Oh, I wouldn't bet on me right now. I'm so bad.
Well,
I'm
we
just
still need
too
to finish
old.
our campaign and then go back and do it on Legendary.
Well,
so,
the thing is, like, we do need to finish.
that, though.
We do need to finish our campaign, but the other thing is like, after that we gotta go play. We got. I mean, I guess technically, online co-op is not available on the new Halo yet, though.
is it not? Not an Infinite, really? I feel like that is one of the first things that should have been available in that game.
There's a lot of things that should have been available to start.
They've done some weird things though, right? Like I think Halo 5, or I'm not sure if it was Halo 4 or Halo 5, but one of them didn't have split screen at all.
I think that
It
was
just wasn't a
5.
picture. Yeah.
West, what's your favorite version of Smash?
It's Ultimate. I will admit to that.
I got this one
Melee
wrong.
Will be my like nostalgic fondness, like big in my childhood, big in my friend group, but like Ultimate is like clearly the game that if I'm ever gonna sink time into, I'm gonna do that. It's not gonna be Melee.
The answer is Ultimate for me, but like, I wonder
What
if
about the console?
I wonder if that would be true if I got it like in an alternate universe where they like Mario Kart aided Smash and like put Smash 4 on the Switch before releasing Ultimate. I wonder if that would have been true. Cuz like I love playing Smash on my DS. And like I might have been a Smash 4 gamer. I love that game a lot. Now, I don't love Bayonetta, and I also don't love Cloud, even though that's like the character that I play the most. Like I really hate. I actually am really impressed with Ultimate, by the way. I don't feel like they had that happen. Even with the balance changes, I just don't feel like any of the even Pyramithra, I don't feel like did that, but. It is
all about the Steve. The Steve's the one we're gonna look
dude.
at.
It really will be though. It do be like that. I have actually no doubt that Steve will just be banned one day in Smash Ultimate tournaments. Like whatever. What's even funny is like, well, oh man,
Steve was the most played character in the Wi-Fi tournament yesterday.
dude. Straight up, I have no doubt. Like, and you see Sakurai talking about Steve, and he's like, "This is like, I didn't want to do this." Nobody.
Like, I can't believe it made it sprint like this.
Like, I didn't want to do this. Nobody wanted. Like, he knew, and I know. You timestamp this part of the podcast. Steve will be banned in Ultimate if Ultimate has like another 5 years. Like, there's just no way. I think the character is not Smash. Anyway, yeah, Ultimate's my favorite. I actually think the large roster is a benefit. I know that some people poo-poo on that, but I do actually think that I think the large roster is actually good. Like, I think that
the goal is for anyone to sit down at it and see a character they recognize.
Yeah,
And Steve is a big part of adding to that, Spencer. Like, undeniable. More people have played Minecraft
you could have
and
made
none of the other characters on this list than any other game, probably.
I would argue that you could have made Steve not have the play patterns that he has.
Well, that's
Or-
You easily
or
could
the
have.
up tilts,
That
or
has nothing to do with
yeah.
why he's busted. It's
Yeah.
literally his jab, his up tilt.
Yeah, I was gonna say
and the
you
minecart.
just
Like,
his
the things
up
that
tilt
make
and his
minecart.
jab like did not have to be what they are. I mean minecart's whatever. That move is stupid in itself, but like
Yeah, have you met Wario's like thing that he charges up to? There's a lot of stupid moves.
no, it's
Right.
not.
But the minecart is like unreactable command grab. It's like I don't know. It's
Okay.
I have a real anyway. We'll get into. We're never getting salty on this podcast. This is our Need to Nerd loving podcast.
Okay.
I do think that like Ultimate is gonna be my favorite for a long time. I'm on record that I don't know when the next Smash game will be. I don't think it would be. I would not be surprised if when the Switch 2 Electric Boogaloo came out, that we did not get a Smash game. Like that was the time where they would Mario Kart 8 this stuff and just like, all right, we're getting new maps, 3 new characters or 8 new characters, whatever, DLC type of stuff, and did not make a new Smash game with the next console.
Oh man, 2 more DLC packs for Ultimate with the new Switch.
I
What could go wrong?
I would not be shocked. I mean, like, there's every character, and is there not every map too that's ever been in Smash in this game?
I have no idea. I've mostly only played 64 in this one, so
I'm pretty
sure it has all the 64 maps.
I'm pretty sure it is the map. So to be clear, FD and Battlefield obviously don't have the same imagery or whatever, but I'm pretty sure it is every map and every character in this game. I want to talk about our current relationships with Smash because I think that we dove really deep into some stuff here. It is very different than our normal podcast, but it was really fun. People got to enjoy our excitement. And for me, like, Smash is in an interesting place in my life where, like, if I were like, okay, I'm going to quit all of my Magic content and I'm going to quit Magic the Gathering right now, I have actually zero doubt that my competitive outlet would just not become Smash. Like, Matt and I would be at 3 Smash Ultimate tournaments a week or something stupid. Like, it is, I don't even count Magic the Gathering when people ask me, like, my top 5 games of all time. I just don't even say Magic the Gathering. It's like, it's not worth the conversation because, like,
what it means to you is so unhelpful for what it means.
Yeah,
in the context of the question asked.
Yeah, like, to me, like, Magic the Gathering is the best game ever made, right? And to me, like,
and anyone who isn't already playing it a bunch, if I sit down with them and it's gonna either be what they want Magic to be or what I want Magic to be. It can't be what both.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like not a conversation starter. And to me, Smash Ultimate is almost also that for me at this point. Like, I don't have the time to make it what I would want it to be for myself, but it's like up there. It's like second, like it's in that vein of, like, there's nothing else that I've done that I would dedicate that amount of time to, like, that I really enjoy that time. I think about poker, and, like, I've thought about doing that with poker, but, like, I don't get that same level of enjoyment out of it. And there's other games that it's happened. I mean, even something like my favorite video game of all time is, like, KOTOR and KOTOR 2, and, I've given people tips on, like, how you can make your character the best and things like that, and min-maxing there, but, like, it's not the same. I just don't find the enjoyment out of it. So, it's my current relationship with Smash is I wish I had more time with it, and I think that everybody who's ever been like, I don't like fighters, so I don't want to try Smash, should just maybe consider that it's not what you think of when you think of a fighter, and what it is actually more like is Magic at lightning speed, is kind of how I view it. So, what about you, Wes? What's your current relationship with Smash?
It's pretty back burner. There are many things that are sidelined because of school, and there's many things that are sidelined just by virtue of trying to keep anything not sidelined. And, like, Smash is, like, something I enjoy, but it's something that, like, you have to practice. Like, if I want to feel the way I want to feel playing Smash, I have to, like, put way more time into it than I'm currently capable of. And, like, even when I have been putting more of it, I still feel so slow with results in it. Mostly Smash is a game that, like, I've always struggled with because it requires instantaneous communication between my eyes, my hands, and my brain. And I'm far better when I get to sit back and think strategically for a moment. and then impulsively make the wrong choice. But when I don't even have the time to think about the choice, it's really hard for me.
Yeah, I remember actually a time where we played, I think, 3 back-to-back nights, and from nights 1 to 3 you were like a different player. And one of the hard things about Smash is like, I mean, Matt, you can probably talk about this more than I can, but like in the moment, it's just so hard. Like,
Yeah.
but like, and what's even worse is like you'll know what you're doing wrong, but because you talked about this earlier, Wes,
You're not
right?
close to processing the difference.
Yeah, like you're like, all right, my muscle memory's so much better than my brain. So now they're fighting with each other, and now I've got to like overcome this habit that I've clearly established. How do I do that? And like the number of times where like I've rolled into a smash attack or landed on the stage into a smash attack, or like you're just like I know not to do this.
Those things outnumber the times I don't.
Like what? Oh, it's so frustrating. So I totally get that relationship, and also like I think that your relationship with Magic has probably impacted your relationship with Smash a little bit. Where like, and also the people you play Smash with probably did.
Well, I mean, certainly.
Like Bernie me and Matt are like maybe the wrong.
Well, you're all very good, and that's fun. It also means that like I am many steps behind, but also Magic is the only game I've ever been able to play where I don't fall behind those who are playing it. Even
Pokemon?
The same way. Yeah, I would say that like, and part of that is that like never once in my life have I been able to commit as many hours to a video game as any of my friends do. When they do it.
Me too, buddy. That includes Magic.
Yeah. But like, and like the core group of people that I like was playing Magic with in high school, that's where I started playing Smash, League of Legends, like in all of those games, right? Like Magic was the only one where like the longer we played the game, the like I didn't fall behind.
Well, the skills compounded in a different way, right? Like I think that is true in Smash, but like in different levels. So.
Well, and I think that like Magic practice is important. Building an intuitive sense for the game is very important. But like sitting down and like figuring out how to perfect a technique is not quite to the same like razor's edge as like this game requires. What I actually think of it most is like learning an instrument, and like that's something I really struggle with as well. And it's meaningful for me to struggle with it, but that's where it is for me.
Yeah, I mean, you're just punished a lot less for not investing the same amount of time in Magic as other people, right? Like it's at some level it's a strategy game, so you're able to do things, without having all the reps. Whereas you can do some of that in Smash, but like no amount of good strategy is gonna make up for the fact that you can't RAR or like do any of the tech stuff. Like if you just fail the short hop 30 times in a game, it's not gonna matter how good your technique is.
Straight up, this just happened to me against Matt literally like days ago, where I was like, I just tried to short hop 5 times and missed it. Like I need to go back to the lab. Like,
yep.
And like that's basic, right? Like that's just like.
In most days, I feel like that's where I'm still at, is like just making sure my movement looks good. Like,
to be honest, I mean, I
think movements.
That's an ongoing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I think to be honest, like if you're a listener and you're like, man, this game sounds difficult. Like, I think I have talked to people who have coached me, and like I paid for Smash coaching, I paid for, individualized stuff, and like movement drills are like. If you pick a main, you should go look for movement drills for that main, and literally, like, before you even log on with your friends, just do those movement drills. You're going to probably mess them up a bunch, but, like, the next time you log on, they're probably going to be easier, and you should just do movement drills. They suck, because it's like doing homework.
It's sprints is what it is, actually. It's sprints for your hands. It sucks a lot.
It's unbelievably boring for people like me and West, but... it becomes rewarding when like you see the results. Matt and I both talked about like the time that I landed 5 RARs in a row, right? Or the time that like I mean, like, I actually remember the first time I landed a RAR with Wolf to kill Matt in a spot where he thought I couldn't do it with Wolf. And, like, that was, like, a super rewarding moment, right? But that doesn't happen if I'm not in the lab with Wolf, just, like, smacking the freaking heck out of that CPU. And, like, just, like, I don't know. It's what's funny is, like, almost all of those were with young Link doing roars, but, like, it did become applicable once I understood the animations and stuff like that. But, Matt, what's your current relationship with Smash? I'm actually really interested in this answer.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that I have, like, a particularly competitive relationship with Smash right now. I think that the problem is I know what I would need to do to be competitive in Smash, and it's really hard to imagine myself doing that. For one, I would need to be in the lab a lot more practicing my movement. I spend some time in the lab, but, like, barely ever. Like, I spend more time playing or practicing Terry combos than, you know, playing ZSS in the lab recently. But anyway, so there's a lot of lab time that I would need to do that I'm not necessarily invested in. And beyond that, I think that the last tournament we went to made me really realize that I definitely have adapted to Wi-Fi. So, like, my brain automatically inputs that input delay. So, like, when I'm playing offline, it actually feels like there's a delay that's not there. So I would need a lot more offline practice, which just feels unrealistic to get.
Yeah, to me, like, I think for what it's worth that the last tournament, the tournament that you and I played together was the moment where I was like, if I'm going to do this, then Matt and I need to go to each other's houses and, like, be practice partners in the same room. And if we're not going to do that, I don't want to go to tournaments. And, yeah. We wore masks that entire tournament, right? Like, we're at the end of a pandemic still. Like, there's new stuff going on in New York right now. I'm not opposed to doing what Matt just said, but it's like there's not a reason for me to do it right now. Like, there's...
Yeah, I would say my investment level on doing something like that right now is really low. But
yeah, me too.
That being said, I mean, I had taken a few months off of playing, more or less. Like, I mean, I'm sure I had played a few games here and there, but I have started playing a lot more recently. So I've probably been playing, 3 or 4 hours a day recently. So.
All-time main, any game. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna break the show notes here. And I'm going to also change, like, I don't think that the question was very clear in the show notes. If you, this is the Mason question. So, for those who don't know, former host of this show, Mason Clark, asks, if you could be perfect at any one character in any one Smash game, which one would you pick? And I have an answer for this, for me. Actually, I bet Matt knows my answer. Matt, who would I pick?
Greninja?
Greninja Smash Ultimate, 100%.
That's a good answer.
So, like, the thing is, like, we talked about, like, things being applicable for other characters, right? And I don't think a lot of Greninja's kit is applicable outside of Greninja. And it makes it really hard to play Greninja.
Yeah, also, speaking of a character that you got to do lab drills.
Oh my gosh, dude. You should... If anyone is interested, leave a comment, and I will send you a link to the Greninja Discord lab drills. And, like, it's like a 13-page document of, like, if you want to main Greninja, here are all the things you have to do. Also, Greninja is literally the most documented Smash Ultimate character I have found by a substantial margin. And what's even funnier is that, like, some of those documents are like, if you can do this thing consistently, like, you're already PGR. And it's like, MK Leo picked up the character and is like, I don't know if I could do this. And the thing is like, it's because it's so different. It's hard. And, like,
I mean, the benefit is, though, like, a lot of the things that are really hard about Greninja, you can just practice by yourself, right? Like,
it's true. It is actually
a problem to have a testing partner with like,
yeah.
difficult.
No, if you could lab Greninja and, like, you loved labbing, Greninja might be the character for you. I don't love labbing and just wish I had a perfect Greninja. Because I hate labbing, though, my answer would be maybe Young Link in Ultimate, though. Like, I don't actually think that Greninja is reasonable to answer this question with, because I think that the character is like, sure, if I'm perfect, like a genie grants my wish and I'm perfect, I'd pick Greninja because it's like my favorite Smash character by a lot. But I think
I'd answer Puff in Melee because apparently that worked pretty well.
Peach and Melee seemed like the real pick, honestly.
Dude, I mean, both of them were a level of dominance that had been unheard of in that game, right? Like, both of them were multi-year dominance. Yeah, but like Young Link in Ultimate would probably be my pick. I think that my problem with Young Link in Ultimate right now is just like this. It's a lot of my problems with Wolf, but like Wolf kind of covers the bases better, right? Where it's like Wolf deals a lot of damage, so it's easier. But Young Link, you have to like get your combos to deal that damage. And so for me, like, if I could have the same level of damage output that I do with Wolf and play Young Link, I would just pick Young Link. He's a smaller character. You know, you get a lot of the same stuff. Like, you have to Foxtrot a lot. You have to Waveland a lot. You get, I mean, but even more importantly, like, you have a Zaire, which is, you know, busted. Multiple recovery options. I would pick Young Link because I think Greninja's just not a real option. What about you, Matt?
I think if that's actually true about you, that you could just definitely main Young Link for what it's worth. I think that you get as much damage per interaction as Wolf if you just learn some really basic combos. Like,
dude, I did it for a long time. The problem, oh man, we gotta talk about this off the podcast. Like, if you legitimately think that like my Young Link would be as good as my Wolf with 1 week of practice, I will switch right now.
Yeah, I think if you have to actually be interested in practicing those.
No, I already have movement and combo drills in Google Docs for Young Link.
Yeah, I don't think it's too hard. I mean, like, I think that a lot of it, like, the boomerang pops them up in such an angle that it's just really not that hard to follow up on.
What about you? What are your you get one character to be perfect within Smash? What is it?
I want to choose Zero Suit Samus from patch 9.0.
You can't. It's gone. She's gone, buddy.
That's the game I want to play. I want to play Smash. Patch 9.0.
It's not not how it works.
Well, that's my answer.
Well,
play pre-banning of Splinter Twin Modern forever.
Yeah. What like you got to pick right now, Matt.
I mean, it's still Zero Suit. I just kind of hate the way her Nair feels now. I wish it wasn't 2 frames slower. 2 frames more landing leg. She just felt a lot crisper before. Like, it's not even that it's like that much worse.
I'm so sorry that your character went from the best.
Frames, so relatable.
The fact that your character went from the very, very, very best in the game, not close, to like top 5 must be so upsetting.
Think it was not close. I think she was maybe the best in the game. She was debatably best in the game. But
West, any game, any character.
I thought I'd already answered. I'd be Melee Puff. Obviously.
Oh, I thought that you were joking. You would pick Melee Puff?
I don't know that I'm joking about that. I think that's legitimately, like, clearly is a successful strategy.
I don't know.
I might also pick Terry or Kazuya, honestly.
Ew.
Seem really sweet.
Ew.
Have you ever watched Riddles play a game?
I'm so upset.
I've ever seen.
If you want to,
I think that Peach would be also a fantastic character.
I think. Oh man, if I were to pick a Melee character,
no matter the era.
Yeah, Peach is yes. If you want to suggest a topic, leave a comment in the YouTube section on the comments in that area. Thank you everybody so much for listening. This was a different podcast than I expected. Like,
yeah, you came out of the gate saying this was going to be Smash Up, and I promise you this was Need to Nerd.
Wait, what?
Smash Through.
Smash Through.
Okay.
I did not promise that. I was just kidding. It's almost. I mean, this might come out on April 1st for what it's worth. That actually, we might make that happen. That'd be gas. We might even title it Episode 1 Smash Through. You can find me at Spencer13H. You can find West at East_monotone. You can find Matt at The Witch Kling. He won't answer, though. He deleted Twitter from his phone. So don't try and find him.
Very unlikely to be able to get a hold of me on Twitter.
If you want to like get a hold of Matt Kling, you should just contact Spencer.
That's probably factual, and don't do that. Please don't do that.
I don't know why anybody would ever need to contact me, so I'm not too worried about it.
You can like and sub wherever you're listening. Leave a review or a comment. Any type of interaction helps the podcast a ton. I just want to say, like, if you want to support the podcast directly, head on over to Patreon. Somehow that got missed at the beginning of the show notes, but it means a lot. You go to Heezy Game Media on Patreon, and
on a Discord.
yeah, dude, there's a lot missing in our show notes this week. This is Spencer's bad, but like,
It was all at the top. You just skipped right past it.
did I really?
Oh no, you did miss it.
I definitely. It's just not in the show notes for some reason.
The idea that we would move out of the intro and not do it for me feels like it would happen there no matter what's in the show notes.
I don't know. I don't know what happened to the show notes this week, but like, we have a Discord where people sometimes talk about Smash Bros. And where sometimes I make Matt play Smash Bros. In the Discord instead of other places. Like, I don't know what happened here, but join the Discord, and if you do, because you like this podcast and you want to play Smash, and you want to say, Matt, ZSS sucks, money match me, he'll do it. Like, I have no doubt.
That's probably.
I know who I'm backing.
I'm not sure
in
that
money
I'm
matches
cashing for
against
what it's
Matt.
worth. There probably are people that are really good. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go find
I'll
my.
money
There's-
match anybody for.
there's
I'll money
like-
match anybody for $5.
There's like
Money match
500
Suri.
listeners of this podcast. Do you not? I mean, like, how many of them could beat your ZSS?
I'm just saying, I'm not taking like $100 money match.
Oh, sure.
Against random nerds that I've
Matt,
never met
would you money match my friend Serene? Because I'll back him to money match you. I'll back that horse for sure.
I
them.
would actually consider money matching him.
I think it'd be a good fight.
I think that would play
We actually
significant.
played a lot. I actually think that I think I probably have a winning record with Zero Suit against him recently.
Oh, really? That's really cool.
Oh, damn, we gotta record that money match. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll see you guys on next time when we talk about Demon Slayer on Need to Nerd.